Vodafone Idea up 17% after sources suggest that the Union Cabinet has approved a waiver of bank guarantees for telecom companies, which is expected to reduce the financial burden on a lot of the companies, including Vodafone Idea.
BHEL is up nearly 2%, while Hitachi Energy surges nearly 7% after their consortium secures an interstate power transmission project. Brokerage Nuvama also issues a bullish note on Hitachi Energy.
Power transmission firm GE&T is down 5% as promoter Grid Equipment says it will divest 8.38% stake via an offer for sale.
Defense stocks are buzzing after JP Morgan initiates coverage. The brokerage issues buy calls on Bharat Electronics and Hindustan Aeronautics, and a neutral rating for Mazagon Dock Shipbuilder says the recent correction in these stocks provides an attractive entry point.
MKR Pharma up nearly 8%. Kotak Securities turns bullish on the stock, upgrades the stock to a buy with a target price of nearly 1,700 rupees. You're watching us here on Chartbusters. I'm Mangala Malu. With me today is Vivek Iyer. Well, the markets have given up their opening gains right now. The Nifty is sitting with a cut of almost 35 odd points. Taking a cut of almost 120 points from the highs. What's good is that the mid-cap index is still outperforming. We still have more number of stocks advancing than the number of stocks which are declining. It's the Nifty Bank and the auto stocks which have taken the overall frontline index lower from the highs. So we'll keep an eye out on how they pan out from here on itself. Vivek, we're down, not out, after a 900-point rally that we've seen in the last two trading sessions.
900-point rally. And today morning, in the 7:30 show, you did mention about a couple of points that actually aided the rally. A few of those points, like the MSCI selling today, it won't be there. So that particular one-off trigger, not there today. Other than that, today pharma stocks are seeing quite a bit of a sell-off. A lot of pharma names under significant selling pressure today. And this is continuing for the last 2 to 3 trading sessions. Now, moving on, let's welcome Shilpa Rao of Prabhudas Leeladhar for a technical check on the market. Good morning. How are you doing? And first up, what is your view as far as the Nifty is concerned? Do you see resistance at these current levels?
Good morning, Manglam and Vivek, and thank you for having me on the show. Talking about the view for the indices, of course, we saw a very strong rally yesterday. So some sort of profit booking was expected, and it is happening as on cards. So from here, I believe intraday Nifty should find support around 24,100 to 24,000 zones. And from here, again, a rally towards 24,500 can be expected. But yes, little consolidation can happen for a couple of days. And then again, that rally should be seen on the upside. For Bank Nifty, we see that, the support should come around 51,800 to 51,500 zones. Not much of a downside for Bank Nifty. And again, rally towards 52,500, 53,000 can be expected. Of course, that rally yesterday is what we are seeing that, some sort of profit booking happening today.
All right. So what do you do when it comes to individual stocks then? And what are the levels that you're looking at as supports on the frontline indices?
I have two buys. The first one would be a buy in BPCL. BPCL has a good support around 280 zones. So as long as we're trading above that, we can see levels of 320 to 340 in coming sessions. So BPCL is one buy there. A little positional, but I guess the risk reward is very favorable. The other one would be a buy in Godrej CP. The FMCG pack has been showing some robust strength. And I believe, with the support at around 1,200 zones, Godrej CP can see 1,280 to 1,300 in this series likely.
Okay, Shilpa, thank you so much for that. Just looking at some of the metal names, have a look at names like Hindalco, Nalco, even a name like Vedanta. Those stocks are moving higher. Some reports indicate that one of the global majors has actually gone ahead and cut its output. And some of these names today, look at Nalco, near the day's highest point, doing quite well. But moving on, we'll shift focus to our special segment where we will get you a few ideas for profit from Money Control Pro. Jitendra Gupta of moneycontrol.com joins us now to talk us about a stock that he is tracking closely.
I think NTPC, which is aggressively building renewable energy, should do well. The company plans to expand its capacity to 130,000 megawatt by 2032, with renewables playing a key role. In the first half of FY25, NTPC's capex surged standalone by 76% and group level at 32.3% on a year-on-year basis, highlighting its commitment towards growth. It added 2,619 megawatt of new capacity during Q2 FY25, focusing on solar and wind projects. And of course, it aims to increase renewable capacity from 4,000 megawatt to 19,000 megawatt by FY27. While Q2 FY25 result performance was subdued because we saw 2% year-on-year decline in gross generation and there was a dip in EBITDA margin, which but despite that, the net profit rose by 14% on a year-on-year basis, and that was driven by lower coal prices and contribution from the group companies. NTPC's diversification into nuclear power to JVs and exploration of advanced technologies like small modular reactors reflects its forward-looking strategy with the rupees 22,700 crore capex plan for FY25 and of course a robust execution capability. NTPC is well positioned for its sustainable growth in the future. For investor, NTPC corrected recently and at current level it is offering good value. Further listing of NTPC Green, which will help in better execution and availability of funds, should provide required support to its stock.
All right, Jitendra, thanks a lot for that. We take a short break, come back on the other side. We get you more on the market, stock-specific action, perhaps get your management as well. Stay tuned, stay with us.
Welcome back. You're watching Chartbusters. Well, one particular set of stocks that are doing quite well are actually the capital goods plays. BHEL is up nearly 2%, while Hitachi Energy surges nearly 7%. This is after securing an important project from Power Grid. Vamakshi joins us with more details.
Well, Vivek, yes, it's an important order coming in from Power Grid, and in fact, this had been, the street was waiting for it since a very long time. The consortium of Hitachi Energy and BHEL has received this order, and this is for designing and executing 800 kilowatt, 6,000 megawatt, 1,200 kilometer HVDC terminal stations, and these stations will transmit renewable energy from Khavda in Gujarat to Nagpur in Maharashtra, and this project is expected to be executed by 2029. Now, just to give you an idea about how the quantum for this project would actually shape up, there's actually a note that came in from Novama. They're expecting project value, the entire project, that is the entire Khavda project value, to be at 25,000 crores, out of which they're expecting Hitachi Energy's share of ordering inflow to be somewhere around 4,000 to 6,000 crores. And in fact, they further highlight that the company is already sitting on a record high order book of 8,910 crores, and this in turn provides very strong revenue visibility for the company over the next 24 to 26 months. Now, keep in mind that there are many such HVDC projects lined up. In fact, this is first of the many that have been ordered out, and this is to meet the renewable energy evacuation target of nearly 500 gigawatts by 2030. So lots more to come Hitachi Energy's way. So overall, this bodes well for both of these companies, BHEL as well as Hitachi Energy.
Well, we'll take that point, Vamakshi. Thanks a lot for that. While we are seeing some sell-off in a couple of these pharmaceutical names, just look at a few of them which are outperforming in this wobbly market. Cipla has actually moved to the high point of trade, and giving it company on the way up is Dr. Reddy's too. And we are seeing some pickup in staples. So we have, Colgate, which has been doing well for 2 days in a row right now, currently at the high point of trade. Bata is the other one which is now seeing some increased traction. Volumes are higher on that stock as well. That stock has moved to the high point of trade. And from the frontline end, we are seeing some purchase in names like Nestle as well as Asian Paints. Remember, these stocks have taken a big knock from their highs on account of weak second quarter results. Any sort of recovery out here is something that the street will eye. Take a short break. On the other side, we have the management of TIPS. Kumar Taurani, who's the chairman and managing director, joins in to discuss their recent partnership with TikTok and much more. Welcome back. Now, the stock in yesterday's trading session, which was in focus, was Tips Music. We'll keep an eye out on that. It's announced a new partnership with social media platform TikTok to expand its reach to global audiences as well. Now, we have with us Kumar Taurani, who's the chairman and managing director at Tips Industries and Tips Music, to join in to discuss this recent partnership and the outlook for this business ahead itself. Mr. Taurani, over the last many months, you've been tying up with a lot of these global distribution platforms, be it Meta, Spotify. You had some tie-ups come by with other players as well. In light of that, how big is this TikTok tie-up, and what does it mean for monetization of your content? How much could the incremental revenue be from here?
Namaste. I think it will help us definitely. This short format content is really doing well. And TikTok, as you know, is not available in India and China. But this partnership will help us in other parts of the world. So I feel it's a good tie-up. A revenue size will be, I'm not sure what that will be. I'm not expecting a huge revenues out of this. Mid-size revenue we are expecting. But main is this will give us this will help us to audience, the fans and the music lovers will go to other platforms and listen our music. And our streaming and YouTube views will increase, and from there our revenue will increase.
Have they given an MG? A minimum guarantee?
Yeah, it's not an MG, it's an advanced kind of a deal we have. We have some money, we have got some money, yeah.
Could you give us how much money that is? A broad range. I'm not asking for specifics here.
It's a small money, not a big money.
Okay. How much is small money?
Few crores.
Few crores, all right.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us first up. Talk to us about this partnership. Is it in any way connected to the existing licensing agreement that you have signed with Warner earlier? Will there be any conflict, or are you free to go ahead and do as many types as you want?
See, a few months back, Mr. Hari Nair, CEO, has joined us Tips Music, and he was ex-Reso. So when we are doing a deal with Reso ByteDance, this TikTok company, and when we are doing a deal with Warner Music, so he said, I will do this deal directly and we will have a direct approach, will be better for us. So we have told Warner we are keeping TikTok aside and rest you can take. So it's no conflict with Warner anyway.
All right. And if I had to ask you, say, of the revenue that you generate from all these new platforms, there is YouTube, there is Meta, there is Spotify. Now there is TikTok, which you said is very small. There is Savan as well. I'm sure there is Apple Music somewhere out there too. So in your overall scheme of things, how much of your revenue comes from these new online verticals? And if you could break that down in terms of how much comes in from each of these platforms?
See, around 75% comes from this digital entire internet services.
Got it.
And from 75%, you can easily, it's around 60% is YouTube and 20% Spotify, and rest other all put together.
Okay, so 75% of total revenue comes in from the digital business, of which majority, of course, like you explained, comes in from YouTube. What is the growth rate that you're seeing year on year, especially as far as the digital arm of the business is concerned? And give us some trends that you are witnessing as far as market share is concerned, both in Savan, in Spotify, and these digital businesses.
See, I'm expecting, and our target is for last 4 or 5 years, and even going ahead, we should achieve 30% on top line and 30% on bottom line. And touchwood, last 1-2 years, we are achieving that. And this year also, our target is that much only. We will definitely achieve that. And we are in the 3rd quarter of this year. I'm seeing the numbers, and I feel we will achieve that number. As far as what was your another question, you were saying something else also.
Market share in terms of Savan, in terms of the digital businesses, are you seeing increased market share?
Yeah, I think Tips is growing, and our target is I think at present we are on around 8% market share, but target is to at least grow double digit. So we are really working very, very hard on that. We are working on new content, all that. And I think this numbers you must be knowing Tips has a policy of writing off 100% of their content cost in the same quarter, even if we have released only one song. So that's a very tough policy. Nobody has that in worldwide, I guess. So we are maintaining that, and we are working, we are doing this for last many years. So we are still very, very positive, and we will maintain that for future years as well.
Okay, can you quantify a few numbers for us? Number one, you've given a 30% top line, bottom line guidance as far as FY25 is concerned. Are you sticking to that? Also, can you give us an outlook, and hopefully quantify it in terms of subscription revenue, ad revenue, as well as music licensing fees that you expect to garner over FY25 and FY26?
25, I am very sure about 30% we are doing. And for 26, we will see in the last quarter. But our target is that we will do that much. We will work hard, and we have doing something else also. We are focusing too much on content. We have very quality content, and our budget will also increase. Last 2-3 years, we were working on we should have a content in place, but we were not achieving our targets to invest monies, expense. To do that much expense. So, but I feel next year onwards, we have already content in place. So that content will really help us to achieve that growth, what we are projecting or what we are achieving we are trying to achieve. So I think it will happen.
So let's talk about content itself. You know, you had a target to release 300-350 songs this year. You've done about 222. In the remainder of this year, what are the songs, or I mean, how many songs are you likely to release, and what will the content cost be?
I think around this year it will be less. I think content cost will be around in the range of 22 and 25%. But still 4 months still there 4 months ahead of us.
Right.
I think maybe we will get one film, or we can achieve that kind of a target what we have decided earlier. So we are still waiting for that.
Okay, just a final question before we let you go, and this is just for the understanding of the business that you have. You know, of your current content, how many songs do you have in your library? And the revenue that you get, how much of that comes in from content which was made, say, in the last year and the last 2 years? How much of that comes in from, content that was prior to that, legacy content? And your expense of content is basically in that particular year itself, right?
Yeah, I think we our target is to achieve 30% new content, and we project the content is new for 5 years now. Earlier, the time of IPO, we used to write off our content cost within 2-3 months, but now we write off same quarter or same month. But our internal working is we should recover whatever content we are acquiring. We should recover our cost in 4-5 years. And we are working on that formula. And at present also, I feel 80-85% we are doing our library business. Whatever earlier years content we do that business. And actually, if you see the 90s content, whatever content we have, it's selling very well. The main our growth is from that also.
Understood. Thank you so much, Mr. Taurani, for joining us, telling us about the partnership with TikTok and also the way forward as far as tips is concerned. Wish you all the best for a strong H2. But with that, it's a wrap on Chartbusters. Stay tuned. Trading Hour comes up next.